Maharaj said, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmani Vednam. So in this way, Hiranyakashipu got so angry and he threw Prahlad on the ground and he took out his sword and he said, where is your God? Is he in this pillar? And Prahlad said, yes, my lord, he's everywhere. And Hiranyakashipu took his sword and he struck the pillar and Lord Nrsimhadev appeared and ripped Hiranyakashipu to pieces. Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai. So Hiranyakashipu didn't do very well with anger management. And as a result, he met a very difficult end. So we have to be very careful in our dealings with anger so we don't meet a similar situation. So when anger arises from our unfulfilled desires, we should practice patience, we should practice humility, and in this way we can see anger and frustrating situations as an opportunity for spiritual growth. That when frustrations start to arise in our lives, we can say, why am I angry? Why am I frustrated? And what would be a mature spiritual response to this? How can I grow from this? How can I benefit? How can I benefit others? And often developments of patience and humility will help us overcome anger. Anger and frustration we can see as an opportunity. So the next point that Lord Brahma brings up today is Maha Moham Cha Moham Cha. This line contains two illusions. The first one is a false sense of ownership. Janasya mohoyam aham mameti. Think I, me, and mine. It belongs to me. Hum samstriya maituni bhavam etam. Hum samstriya maituni bhavam etam. Tayor mito hridaya grantimahu. Ato viha kshetra sutata vidya. Ato viha kshetra sutata vidya. Janasya mohoyam aham mameti. Janasya mohoyam aham mameti. This is Rishabha, 5th chapter, 5th canto, 5th chapter, text 8 of Srimad Bhagbatam. That when a man and a woman come together, this maituni bhavam develops. They have a sexual attraction, they have a social attraction, they work together as a team. Maituni, like we see the constellation of the stars, the Maituni, the twins, Gemini, they're a pair, they're a couple. So it forms a very hard bond and knot. If you're married and you want to go to Govinda's restaurant, generally you won't go alone, you'll go with your partner, right? Whatever you do, go to mandir together, perform devotional service together, go for book distribution together, so many things they do together. So, go for Harinam Sankirtan together. Dai, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare. But then, Tayormito Hridaya Grantimahu, in the heart, Hridaya, Grantim, a knot develops. You get land, you get money, you get children, you get wealth, you have relatives, it expands, and as a result, Janasya moho yam aham mameti, this feeling of I, me, and mine becomes very strong. So this is an illusion. So we see in the Bhagavatam the example of Dhruva Maharaj, that Dhruva Maharaj also wanted to expand. He wanted to have more material acquisitions as mine. He asked, he was desiring a kingdom greater than his grandfather, Swayambhuva Manu. He wanted a great kingdom, and this was his material desire. Then he went to the forest on the good advice of his mother, and he met his spiritual master, Narada Muni, and Narada Muni gave him the mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He chanted this mantra and he got darshan of the Supreme Lord. And when he got that darshan, he said, my Lord, now I have your darshan. I have received the most valuable jewels, diamonds, and all I wanted before, all this material acquisition of kingdoms. This was just like asking for broken pieces of glass. So we see the items in this world are not worth pursuing. We want the real diamond, and that is the mercy of the Supreme Lord and His service. As Lord Chaitanya prays in the 4th verse of the Shikshastakam prayers, Na dhanam na janam na sundarim, na kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishvare, mama janmani janmanishvare. Bhavatat bhaktir hoituti tvayi. Oh my Lord, Nadanam, I don't want wealth. Najanam, I don't want fame. Nasundarim, I don't want beautiful women or beautiful men. Nakavitam, I don't want to go to the heavenly planets. Just mama janmani janmanishvare. Bhavatat bhaktir hoituti tvayi. I want your unmotivated devotional service, birth after birth. So this is the real desire that the living entity should seek after, and not this false sense of ownership, I, me, and mine. And the second moham that Brahma mentions in this line is we are not this body. There's an illusory conception of life. We think we're this in the body. Okay, here's another question for you. How did the illusory bodily conception confuse the devotee? Wait, am I the body? I'm just a selfie. So we're subject to this illusory conception. We think we're this body. Sometimes Prabhupada would illustrate this point. Srila Prabhupada, in one school engagement for children, he said, let me speak with the most intelligent child in the audience. So the student said, this boy is most intelligent. So the young boy came up, stood next to Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada said, show me your head. And the boy said, this is my head. Show me your hand. This is my hand. Show me your chest. This is my chest. And Srila Prabhupada said, okay, you say my head, my hand, my chest, but where are you? Because we don't say I hand, I head, I chest. So where are you? The boy was confused. Because we're in this bodily conception of life. We think we're this body. So again, this wonderful shloka from Bhagavad Gita 2.13. Dhinos vinyatadehe, komaram yovanam jara, tatade hantara praptir, dhirastatra muyati. As the embodied soul, Dehi, passes in this body, Dehe, from boyhood to youth to old age, Komaram, Yovanam, Jara. This body similarly passes, the soul similarly passes into another body at the time of death. Dhiras tatra namuyati. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. Just like today we may be driving a Honda, and then the Honda may wear out after some time, then the driver gets out of the Honda and maybe gets into a Ferrari. Yeah, or maybe gets into, yesterday I saw someone on roller skates, like this. So the soul is in a machine, a yantra, and the soul is riding in this yantra, and then at the time of death, the soul will go into another yantra. Or if we remember Krishna at the time of death, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavan, yam yam vapi smaran bhavan, sasante ante kalevaram, sasante ante kalevaram, tam tam evati konteya, sadatad bhava bhavataha. Whatever we remember at the time of death will obtain this. So this illusory bodily conception should be overcome. We're not this body, we're not American, we're not Singaporean, we're not Indian, we're not Mexican, we're not Australian, we're not New Zealandian. I don't know if that's a word. We're not African, we're not Japanese, we're not this body. We're not male, we're not female, we're not young, we're not old, we're not rich, we're not poor. None of these material designations. Jivera, Srupahoy, Krishnera, Nityadas. We're all eternally servants of Krishna. That's our real identity. So how to overcome these illusions? All these 5 illusions are very difficult to overcome. This is part of the Maya Panch. We have Pancha Tattva, we have Pancha Maya. This is the Pancha Maya discussing today. So, Devi Esha Gunamayi, Devi Esha Gunamayi, Mama Maya Durataya, Mameva Ye Prapadyante, Maya Metam Tarantite. Lord Krishna explains in 7th chapter, text 14, Bhagavad Gita, that this illusory energy, Mama Maya, it's my energy, Mama Maya. It's duratya. It's very difficult to overcome. Mame, the one who surrenders unto me can easily cross beyond. So this surrender to Krishna is required. Sarvadharman prichaja, Sarvadharman prichaja, Mamikam sharanam vraja, Aham tvam sarva papebhyo, Mokshayi Shamima Sutraha. Lord Krishna says, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I will protect you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So this is required. So we have to surrender to Krishna. But how to surrender to Krishna? We should surrender to Krishna through Krishna's representatives, the spiritual master and the Vaishnavas. Sakshad Hari Tvena Samastra Shastra Uttas Tatha Bhavyateva Sadi Kintu Prabhoya Priya Eva Tasya Ande Guru Shri Chaitanya So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the Sri Sri Guru Vastakam, explains Sakshad Hari Tvena Samastra Shastra, that the spiritual master is the representative of Krishna. Just like the queen sends her ambassador to represent her, so similarly Lord Krishna sends the spiritual master. And by surrendering to the instructions of the spiritual master, we can surrender to Krishna. So the spiritual master's instructions are the greatest treasure of the life of the disciple, and we should worship those instructions on the altar of our heart. And those instructions should be our focus. What is that? Ike Haku Nangada. What is the first line? Yavasayatmika Bhutir Eke Haku Nandana Bahushata Enantascha Ayo Vyavasayina. That we should have one pointed determination, one pointed focus, and that is the instructions of the Spirit. Otherwise, Bahushata Enantascha. Many branched, we completely lose our focus. So this is our compass, our guiding light, and our ship sailing forward on this ship of bhakti, to cross this ocean of nescience, to cross these 5 illusions. So it's these illusions like a petri dish, and we have a ship and we're sailing on top of it. We can avoid contact with this illusion if we just focus on the instructions on the spiritual master. This will help us overcome this illusion, because the instructions of the spiritual master free us from darkness and ignorance. Om Jnana Tirmandasya Nirnanjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So Om Ajnana Tremendasya, that the spiritual master removes this ajnana, this lack of knowledge, this darkness, this ignorance. Gyananjana Shalakaya. Shalakaya means like a scalpel or a spoon. He's spooning on the ointment of the salve of knowledge to remove the Shalakaya, remove the cataract that is covering our eyes so that we cannot see actually the truth, the reality. So the instructions of the spiritual master free us from illusion and open our eyes that we are in the darkness of ignorance, and the spiritual master opens the eyes and gives us that torch light. So that torch light of knowledge is described and condensed in the 9 processes of devotional service that we should be active in our bhakti. Bhakti mam abhijananti yavanyas chasmi tattvataha yavanyas chasmi Tomam tattvato yatva Krishna says 18th chapter, text 55, only by bhakti can I be known in truth. And when one knows me in truth, no need to come back to this material world. One can go back to the spiritual world. We practice these 9 processes: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Satyam, Atmanavedam. Aler Doshan He Rajan, Asti Heko Mahandunan, Kirtanadyeva Krishnasya, Sangam Param Vijay. So the conclusion of Srimad Bhagbatam is that the age of Kali is an ocean of faults. And there are dosha in Rajan. Dosha means fault. Sometimes we have breakfast doshas, Italy and dosha, but this world is just filled with doshas, faults. Asti heko mahan guna. There's one good quality. Kirtanadyeva Krishnasya. Chanting of the holy names of Krishna. Mukta Sangam Param, by which we can attain all perfection. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in conclusion, we discussed today 5 aspects of illusion created by Lord Brahma at the beginning of creation. Today we saw the curtains opened and the show of creation began. And the show began. Dun, da, 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 5 aspects of illusion. First one, Sasag Jagre Anda Tamisram, the sense of death was created. Ata Tamisram Adikrit, and anger upon frustration. Moha Moham Cha, false sense of ownership, Hamameti, and the illusory bodily conception. We think we're this body. And finally, tamas charjnana vrittayaha, forgetfulness of one's real identity, that we're all eternal servants of Krishna. The solution, engage in the 9 practices of bhakti under the guidance of the spiritual master, keeping the spiritual master's instructions worshipped constantly in our hearts, and always chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Are there any questions or comments? Go ahead.
As you said, we wanted to come here and we have come here. But this material world is so dangerous. Why did Krishna not give us something really, little bit which was not as dangerous? It was like, but if you have at least maybe instead of asking us for experience it live, that should not really be. We should have to go into the decision and no one to do this.
You're saying, why didn't not Krishna give us a nicer place?
Not a nicer place, like, oh, please, okay. So dangerous, we fall into it, then you just keep.
Why did Krishna give us such a dangerous place to come? This, I had one Bhakti Shastri teacher, actually Bhakti Bhagbatam teacher in Maya, who shared with us that actually this material world is a love letter from Krishna. It's a very wonderful perspective. It seems like a dangerous love letter, right? But this letter is inviting us and imploring us and encouraging us very strongly, please come and be with me. So if it was less dangerous, we might feel more comfortable here and say, why don't I just hang around here, birth after birth? And that temptation is very strong, because Maya is very, very, very strong. So we think that actually it's not so bad, it's not so dangerous, and tomorrow will be a better day. This is a popular misconception now. We had a president in the United States a few years ago. He was an Afro-American. What was his name? Obama. Obama. And Obama's, you can see how much I read the newspapers. And Obama, his slogan to be elected as the president is, tomorrow will be a greater day. But in the material world, it doesn't work like that. Tomorrow is just as bad, if not worse. So this is the way the material world is set up. But still, we have the illusion that we think it's going to be better. So this material world is, if it was less dangerous, then that illusion will be stronger. Oh, this world is okay, let me stay here. So Krishna sent us a love letter to the spiritual world and said, I want you to be with me, come be with me here. Correct? So that's why Krishna made this world such a khatarnak, such a dangerous place. Does that answer your question? Thank you very much. Vivananda Prabhu?
And actually, this particular Singapore is not as dangerous as the hell.
As where?
As the hell.
As the hell.
The hell, H-E-L-L.
H-E-L-L.
The Patala and the Naraklokas and all the self-helping systems.
Yeah. So saying, be happy you're not in hell. Don't worry, chant Hari. Yes, Prabhu.
Maharaj, in the translation, Prabhupada starts the first necessary engagement with the words self-deception. For the sense of
Just finding it. Tell me again? Oh, it's there, okay. Something happened, this mic is kind of... Yeah, can you turn up the sound system a little bit? Maybe batteries have died, huh? Go ahead, Prabhu. What's your point?
My point was,
Can you give him the mic?
over here, Maharaj, there's self-deception before the self-deception.
Say again?
There's the word, Prabhupada starts by speaking about self-deception. In the word to word, it starts with sense of word.
What are you referring to?
Brahma first created the messiah, engagements, right? Self-deception.
Yeah.
Then the sense of death.
Mm.
And anger and frustration.
Yeah.
Sense of ownership, false ownership.
Mm.
And the illusory faulty conception or forgetfulness of one's will.
Yeah.
Would you speak something, Maharaj, on this point about self-deception?
Self-deception.
Yes.
Yeah. Self-deception means that we're not conscious of our real identity. We think we're the Lord and Master of all that we survey. We think that we're Krishna. So that Prabhupada mentions in the purport also. He uses a very strong word, if I remember correctly. Go down to the end where of the purport where Prabhupada is speaking about Lord Brahma's waving his magic wand and causing a material entity, yes, is evident. Yeah, ludicrous. He uses the word ludicrous. So ludicrous is a very strong English word that's not often used. And it means jugimsi, like completely ridiculous. How can someone with any sanity consider that this might be reality? So ludicrous, it's like when Srila Prabhupada uses the word, when the living entity or the devotee thinks it can progress in spiritual life alone without the association of devotees, he is merely experiencing, he uses the word hallucination. These are strong words, means very, very deep in Maya. Very, very deep in Maya. Ludicrous, hallucination. We're deeply absorbed in self-deception. And that self-deception is that we think we're the Lord and Master of all that we serve. In 529 Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Bhoktaram yagyatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam yatvaman shanti muchati. In this very key verse of Bhagavad Gita, the qualities of the peace formula are given. And the first one is Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. Understand that Krishna is Bhokta. He is the enjoyer of all sacrifices and austerities. But unfortunately, we think that this world revolves around me and everything is for my enjoyment. So that is a big self-deception. That is a big illusion. And then Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. It's a demonic quality. In the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains the demonic quality. So much I have today, more I will have tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, I have all the universes and planets under my control. We have some members of our society firing rockets into the moon and other planets, trying to populate them. I will be the ruler of this planet. This is self-deception. Suridam sarvabhutanam. I will give charity. I will help others. I am the real friend of others. Actually, Krishna is a real friend. So this self-deception, it's so powerful. We're under the illusion that we actually think we're Krishna. We think that we're the enjoyers, we're the controllers, and we're the ultimate friend. So these are just a few thoughts I can share on that topic. Perhaps you'd like to share something else. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Usually energy is so strong in this material world. And little bit, the condition told that whatever difficulty comes, let's take it as a challenge. So you are in this, so you have to they can have understand that what it is. But the world is very, very difficult. In this path of coming to this path to get purified. But very, very difficult. Is there anything you can get the decision of my question? I just want to listen from your mouth.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Prabhuji is raising the point that this material world is very difficult. Usually energy is very strong. The one who comes to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and his followers, they can understand things as they are, but it's only few rare souls that come. So the devotee is para dukkha dukhi. He sees the suffering of others as his own suffering. Therefore, devotees of ISKCON and related movements, they are magnanimous. Those followers of Lord Chaitanya, they do